should be good to go, in theory. But we will see. Oh, let me do this. Set up Restream. I'm getting better at this, all right? Faster, stronger. Not really, but quicker with getting this set up. Are we good to go? I think we should be. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. That's there. All right, can you guys hear me okay? I think you guys should be able to hear me okay. All right. I think we're up and running. All right. Move this over a little bit. All right, so I feel like I'm gonna do some like obligatory reacting to content because I am a fitness content creator. So I did want to go over some stuff, some nutrition, health stuff. So one of the things I've been looking into is when people talk about like these forever chemicals in a lot of clothes, especially activewear. So anything that has like polyester or anything, there's a few different ways that people can go about it. And there's a few different compounds that people talk about, but I'm just going to go over some of the things that people are saying, and then I'll give a reaction. I did look into this actually a decent bit, so I do actually have some context on what I think people should be worried about and what people probably shouldn't be that worried about. But we can jump right into it. So I literally just went on YouTube and searched chemicals in clothes right up here. Can the mobile stream see that? Let's check. Yes, it can. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I literally just searched chemicals in clothes, and I checked that just to see. So I'm just going to look. Actually, let's react to some of the shorts first. I'm actually so curious to see what they say.
Polyester itself is absolutely toxic. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, that's just not.
Into t-shirts, it's been recycled, it's been washed multiple times, which usually things are pre-washed.
Okay.
You get your shirt, you wash it. There isn't usually the same off-gassing and the same release of these toxins, but I think that there probably is to certain degrees. So what I would say...
Okay, so polyester in itself is not innately toxic. It's the different things that polyester are manufactured with can be toxic. So the I think it's phthalates, the PTHAL, phthalates, whatever, you know what I mean. That BPA, and then there's one other one that people talk about. But really BPA is the one that we're really concerned with. The other ones, there's not as strong of evidence talking about if they're actually harmful or carcinogenic, but yeah, polyester in itself is not toxic. There are certain properties or chemicals that can go with polyester that can be toxic, but by itself, it's not toxic. So that's just not true. But
I don't think there's anything wrong with being cautious about this.
True. There's nothing wrong with being cautious about what you're putting on your body or anything that you're putting into your body. But there is like a certain type of person that I've noticed that just thinks like, natural is always better, and I think that's a really common sentiment, and I understand it, but natural is not always better. So in pure nature, without any technology or modern improvements in hygiene or anything like that, people died at like the age of 30, right? So natural isn't purely better in all circumstances. Now, there are some times where doing stuff that has less processing or something that isn't quite as artificial or synthesized can be better for people. But in general, I wouldn't try to shift towards like natural equals better, which the contrast means artificial equals worse. So polyester is it's a synthetic fabric. I think it would be related to like a plastic. It's synthesized, right? So polyester in itself has different things, different aspects to it that can involve certain agents that aren't super healthy for you, like BPA or phthalates, but by itself, it is not. There are healthy ways and harmless ways to manufacture polyester, so that's just not true.
And really moving, if you can, all of your clothing more towards 100% cotton, organic cotton.
You could do that, but with a lot of things like moisture wicking properties or stuff like spandex or elastane, you aren't going to be able to get all of the benefits out of those things if you just go to 100% cotton. 100% cotton doesn't have moisture wicking properties, so if you sweat a lot, like me for example, then you're going to be sweating through all of your clothes. You're not going to have stuff like this type of synthetic material, so that you're not going to get that with 100% cotton. So just keep in mind there's like pros and cons to certain things. Most underwear has some aspects, even if it's just in the waistband, some elastane or spandex to make that stretchy kind of interaction. And most underwear, bras, active wear, anything like that is gonna have some amount of synthetic fibers, which is either elastane or polyester. So just keep that in mind.
Linen, wool, maybe hemp, or bamboo, like which is a lot of what we recommend, especially for bedding, we're going to be in that.
So bamboo, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Honestly, I think it's totally fine to do like other fabrics. Just keep in mind like there's trade-offs with doing these things. It's not like a super easy switch. And on top of that, what are you actually switching for? What's actually the reason that you're switching over to all bamboo or 100% cotton? Like, if you actually see real health outcomes from a switch, by all means, go for it. Like, but the thing that people are missing, I think they're overestimating how big of a difference these things are going to make in their health. Like, switching from having like polyester and like a bunch of microplastics in your diet or something like that is not going to have as big of an impact as like getting a good night's sleep or like eating like a decently healthy diet. Not even a completely healthy diet, but like mostly whole food. Like none of that stuff is going to matter as much. So yeah, just try not to overemphasize like a lot of these types of things. So the new fad I know is polyester and activewear and microplastics, which we did a post on. Make sure to check it out on our Instagram. But a lot of these things they tend to be fads. And anytime you hear someone say, this thing is bad for you and it's carcinogenic, just do like a quick Google search. Just look, how bad is this? What's the evidence? Whenever there's like a claim like, oh, it causes this thing, like what is the increase in likelihood of this thing? And how intense is this? How significant is this? That's all. Just be a critical reader.
8 hours or so a night. Polyester itself.
Wait, what did they say? What's the last?
Or bamboo, like which is a lot of what we recommend, especially for bedding, we're going to be in that for 8 hours or so a night. Polyester.
Oh, okay, being 8 hours. Okay, yeah. 8 hours. Wait, why is... Oh, they're talking about the sheets. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, you're wearing your clothes more than 8 hours, I would think. I mean... yeah, I don't know. I think there's a good aspect of, like, trying to make sure that you're not doing or engaging in things that are bad for you in ways that you could avoid. But there are certain things where it's like, is this really worth changing my whole life around? And how big is this benefit that I'm going to get? How big is that benefit going to be? It's just worth considering that kind of thing. That's all. PFAs is the thing I was missing. So it's phthalates, PFAs, and BPA. The PFAs and phthalates, how do you say that word? I'm looking that up, actually. Pronounce. It's taking a while for this. Hello? What? Bruh. It's actually the quietest thing ever. Sound settings. Like, now my sound is just... Can I just... Okay. I can, like... Is it trying to, like, make a sound? I'm so confused. There's no shot. Don't blow my ears out.
Valley.
There we go.
Valley.
Phthalates.
Valley.
Oh, hell yeah. Pronounced phthalates. In the first result, are phthalates really that bad? Phthalates as endocrine disrupting chemicals and SVOCs are detrimental to reproductive, neurological, and developmental systems of human from multiple exposure pathways. Children at higher level exposure are vulnerable. Now, this is true. They do actually have all of these effects. Now, let's go into some of the evidence about it. And actually, I have, if you go to notes.omniflexfitness.com, you can get a lot of the notes that we take about all of these topics. So we have kind of an interactive hub for activewear chemicals. This doesn't need to be duplicated, ignore that. But here you can see phthalates. So first we kind of defined the different things that are important in this type of space. So activewear, forever chemicals, this is like a whole landscape, right? But we have this table linked with kind of the level of evidence supporting the claim. So the biggest concern right now is BPA. BPA, it seems like it's pretty well documented that this is present in a lot of different activewear and a lot of different clothing that has like either spandex or elastane as the other technical name. So that's something to keep in mind. Anything that is like a polyester involved thing. BPA does actually have significant harm, and it actually seems like it has more absorption than the if you ingested it, which is kind of crazy. But other than that, the other ones aren't as significant. So this is for PFAs. So basically it contributes to 0.3% of how much is actually in the body. So 98.7, yeah. 98.7%, 99%. Yeah, 99.7% of the PFAs in your body are from things other than activewear. So that's something to keep in mind. And then phthalates, the one we were originally talking about, is the lowest status of importance. So this is all just stuff to keep in mind. Like, sure, they might have some negative effects. That all could be true, but how big is the negative effect? That's just something that you should keep in mind anytime you're looking at this type of thing. So this is another thing. So yeah, they don't permanently bind to materials. You have to think too, if something isn't binding well to materials, how do we know that it's going to bind super well in our bodies too? That's an assumption that usually people should check. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this type of thing. All right, we'll watch like an actual video. Oh, this is a news one. All right, here we go.
All morning long, we are taking a closer look at the toxic chemicals hiding in clothes. In the last hour of the morning show, we told you about forever chemicals found in some school uniforms.
Forever?
But there are also chemicals in everyday clothes. Experts say that one of the most common reactions to those chemicals is a skin rash that appears a few days after exposure and can last for several weeks. Dispersed dyes are really the most common culprits, and they're at their highest levels in brand new, unwashed clothes. They're typically used in synthetic clothing material.
So, I mean, this just makes sense. Like, of course it's going to be at the highest level in new unwashed clothes. New unwashed clothes are going to have most of the materials that they came packaged with. And over time, wash cycles, just normal wear, going through life, like it's going to be fading and kind of falling off throughout time. That's not very surprising, but I mean, it's always going to be in synthetic type clothing. So far they're being like factual with this news thing. So I do appreciate that.
Like polyester and nylon, which are commonly used in workout clothes. Sweating and friction can also cause that dye then to leach out and onto the skin. Now, a more dangerous chemical.
Okay, so sweating and friction can cause leaching. Okay, so this is also true. So one of the concerns specifically with workout clothes is the fact that workout clothes are exposed to warm, moist environments, right? Because you're sweating, and the sweat can actually cause the absorption of whatever the chemical is to increase. So in the case of BPAs, it can actually increase the absorption to be greater than if you actually ingested it, which is pretty crazy. That's really only true to that degree for BPAs. The others, it's not as significant. But yes, sweating and friction can cause both the leaching of the substance, and it can cause the absorption of it into the skin, right? But all of this is factual so far. It's just, I don't know what angle they're gonna do, but let's see.
Then to leach out and onto the skin. Now, a more dangerous chemical compound was found in 29 of 31 clothing.
Okay, quinoline is like, how do you say that? I need to look up how to pronounce these words next time so I sound more educated. But this is not one of like the main concerns. It'll be detected for sure, but the thing about like a lot of these chemicals, the ones that we kind of narrowed down in that activewear chemicals hub, which that's kind of a collection of all of the different things that we researched. If they're not on that list, they either weren't that significant or they have already been phased out through a majority of different synthetic fibers. So that's something to keep in mind.
Samples in 2014 in a study. Now, quinoline is also used in dyes and was especially high in polyester items. The EPA classifies it as a possible human carcinogen, meaning it could cause cancer. But the agency,
Sure. I'm just gonna, so almost everything can cause like some amount of cancer. All cancer is just a uncontrolled proliferation of some genetic mutation that is not the correct sequence of DNA, and it's just an uncontrolled replication of that type of thing. Like that's what cancer is in like a 2-second thing. So like something being a carcinogen really could be almost anything that could cause some type of tissue damage in the body, or something that can cause or require tissue replication or rebuilding. So that's something to keep in mind. Anytime you hear like, oh, this could cause cancer, like almost anything at certain concentrations can cause cancer. Like, just keep in mind, be critical.
That on studies involving mice and is not studied in humans at this point.
I love that they said that. Hold on, I gotta play that again.
Agency based that on studies involving mice and is not studied in humans at this point.
Not studied in humans. Hold on, that's so important. I gotta say it one more time, or have her say it one more time.
Meaning it could cause cancer, but the agency based that on studies involving mice and is not studied in humans at this point. Now there are several other types of stain repellents also.
Wait,
Color
did I miss it? Wait.
classifies it as dyes and was especially high in polyester items. The EPA classifies it as a possible human carcinogen, meaning it could cause cancer, but the agency based that on studies involving mice and is not studied in humans at this point.
Okay, this is such a big deal. Like, I don't know if you guys know how big of a deal that is. This is the biggest deal out of anything she just said. So a lot of times when these kind of fad things come out, like microplastics, fluoride in water, raw milk, anything, these forever chemicals, a lot of times, seed oils, a lot of times, I know you guys are gonna get triggered. Seed oils is another one. A lot of these things that show certain harms have not been established in humans. That's a pretty big deal, not having the harms established in humans. So basically what they're saying is, this doesn't look great. You know, we're not really sure what happens. We're not really sure if there's a thing here, but this doesn't look great, but we're not really sure. This is like an educated guess, but this, you know, like we should look out for this. That's what the researchers are basically saying. And in every paper ever, they're gonna say, we need more research into this topic because the field doesn't have enough research, and this needs to be looked into more, like almost always. So I'm so happy that they said this.
There are several other types types of stain repellents also, color fasteners, and anti-wrinkle chemicals used to treat clothing that are still being investigated.
So, okay, so that's the other thing. So, yes, a lot of these things that are in polyester happen to be things that are treating the actual fibers, and the chemicals are used to produce some type of effect with a treatment. So it could be anti-wrinkle, it could be kind of, what's it called, like waterproofing things or moisture wicking properties. There's a whole bunch of things. It could be for the dyes, to make the dyes fasten more. There's a whole bunch of things that come with the polyester stuff, not polyester itself. So if there's anything that you get from this, polyester itself is not bad. Like, blanket statement, it's not bad for you just because it's polyester. It's what the polyester can be treated with that could make it bad. It's a really important distinction.
Overall, researchers say that natural fibers like cotton are typically treated with much fewer chemicals. But the reality is clothing manufacturers don't have to disclose any of the chemicals or additives to customers.
That's true.
The best way to protect yourself is to wash every article of clothing before you wear it.
Wait, okay, holy, they just missed a huge thing. Oh, wait, go back. So they actually, they said something that I'm not sure if they're gonna, no.
To customers. So the best way to protect yourself is to wash every article of clothing before you wear it.
Okay, so that actually could make it worse. So it's funny. Their advice is really well-meaning and well-intentioned, and you should wash your clothes. I highly encourage it, for not just for you, but for other people. You know, you're in public places, I would think. But the reality is, like, some of the mechanisms of these things being shed from the clothes actually is part of the washing and drying process. So I know for a fact for the microplastics, for example, which polyester is composed of microplastics, right? A lot of the shedding of the materials in a way that humans absorb it actually comes from washing and drying. And it's through that heat process and the moisture process that it gets released, and they can get shed into the air from the dryer, or they just don't bind as well to the clothes right after that process. So that's something to keep in mind. It's well-intentioned advice, but it's something that you should know. All right, now let's watch this person, Healthy Holistic Homes. Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna say they're gonna say that the home is unhealthy if it has anything that's artificial. Everything should be 100% cotton, and if you have any polyester, then it's slowly killing you, and it's going to give you cancer, and you're going to die 20 years earlier, and your wife is going to leave you, or your girlfriend, or boyfriend, or both, whatever relationship you have. All of them are going to leave you, and your life is going to be worse, and you're going to be sad forever if you have polyester in your house. That's my prediction. All right, let's see if I'm right.
Did you know clothes you're wearing right now actually be making you sick?
What?
If you care about your health, this might be shocking.
Oh.
Unfortunately, most modern clothing contains harmful.
Okay, all right, here we go. What are the chemicals? Aramid, polyvinyl chloride, So, okay, this is one of these things. If you just read the things people put in, like, these videos. So, first of all, this is duplicate. There's multiple things here, right? Okay, wait. We're just gonna fill up this list, but have this one's there too. Actually, I almost didn't even catch that. But oh my god, wait, this graphic is so funny. So I think this is a study on, like, the different things that can be in clothes, and I think it's trying to say that, like, oh wow, look at these things that can be in like polyester or like all of your clothing. But, like, it says synthetic textile. It has a bunch of other stuff up here. Like, I don't know. It's just, this is funny to me. But even the words that they're saying, associated with exposure to PVC dust. What? What does that have to do with clothing? What? I don't know. Anyway.
Clothes contain a wide range of chemicals.
Yes.
Some of them potentially.
Everything has a wide range of chemicals. Literally everything ever that's ever existed that you consume, that you put on your body, that you sit on, like this couch that you wear with like your backpack. Here's my backpack. Oh, oopsies. Everything has a lot of chemicals, some of them potentially hazardous. That's true of literally everything that exists.
And these chemicals, they don't just disappear when you wash your clothes either. They can stick around for years, posing risks to you or a person wearing them, causing a host of very serious health problems. Now, what's even worse is that organic clothing brands are mostly just as bad. So in this video, I'll break down the toxic compounds hiding in your clothes, the health risks they bring, and how you can make better, safer choices. Just a little while ago, Andrea and I were doing some baby shopping, just some new clothes and other stuff we needed. And then I also found a nice little blanket. It was a woolen blanket from an organic store. So it ticked all the boxes and we didn't think twice and just
Organic. This is, I'm gonna get too triggered. Actually, let's just watch the
when
video.
I was reading the pretty deceptive label, I found that it contained a hefty portion of polyamides. So
There's one of our, this is one of our chemicals we talked about, polyamide. Wait, did we talk about polyamide? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. But, either way, polyamide, I think that's just literally like one of the compositions of plastic.
it wasn't really a wool.
Oh, actually, hold on. This is a skill that we can practice together. Okay. What is polyamide? A versatile polymer containing repeating units linked by strong amide bonds. Everyday consumer terms, synthetic polyamides are synonymous with nylon. Okay, so it's a synthetic fabric. Oh, okay, so the people lied and they said organic. Technically, organic doesn't have to mean, it doesn't mean one thing. There's many different standards of organic, but it's a little misleading. I will say that. It's misleading.
Anyway, I felt frustrated, yet somehow really not surprised.
She's fair to be frustrated.
And he turned the car around and returned the blanket.
So
It's
what
fair.
was really the problem here? You see, the polyamide is this organic woolen blanket is a fully synthetic material
Yes.
made out of nylon,
Yes.
and plastic. And
Yes.
regardless, the manufacturer can still call it a woolen blanket,
Okay, I'm gonna predict this, all right? I think woolen blanket might not mean that it's completely composed of wool. So I'm wondering if it's like wool-like or like simulating wool or something like that. And that's what they mean by woolen. That's my guess, which is kind of BS. It's a little bit, it's not good. I would support legislation to not allow that kind of thing. I think that's not good, but.
not 100% woolen blanket, as that would be called
Oh, okay. So let's loosely. I was kind of right. I'll take half credit for that.
And the issue is that as a rule of thumb, the more stages of processing a garment has gone through, the more seriously toxic chemicals it has come into contact with.
Okay, so that's not a fact. That's possible. It could be the case. We don't know that. We definitely don't know that. We can't say 100%. The more stages of the process something goes through, the more synthetic chemicals it has. Matter of fact, you could imagine a scenario where something goes through an extra stage that another thing doesn't, that actually removes some of those chemicals that we're talking about. So that's not necessarily true. More processing does not equal bad. I just want people to understand that. More processing does not equal bad, okay? Processing exists for a reason. Sometimes it's a safety benefit, actually.
And unfortunately, the systemic nature of many of these toxins makes it nearly impossible for us to wash them out. It's kind of like trying to wash pesticides out of contaminated strawberries.
Sometimes it can even bring them out a little bit.
But this isn't an isolated incident. Most of the clothing today, even by the supposedly eco-friendly and conscious brands, can be drenched in these toxic chemicals. These heavy toxins are used in the production to improve the resilience of the clothing, also the color or the personal reasons. Take these stockings, for example. You can see that they have an organic cotton certification, which means that when you actually look at the label, the cotton makes up a small part of it. There's also wool, but then you have polyester.
Okay, so they said it's organic cotton. They didn't say it's completely composed of organic cotton. So that's one of those things. It's a little bit tricky. Like, kind of promotional marketing language. I would agree with that, but just keep in mind, be a conscious consumer when you're getting these types of things. It's not bad for you, but they are lying to you a little bit. I'll be real with you.
Cognac, basically full of plastic. It's easy to be drawn in by claims of sustainability and eco-friendliness, especially when you're trying to make a responsible choice. When I was shopping for maternity clothes, I stumbled across a brand called Jolie. Their whole pitch revolved around sustainability, claiming to offer eco-responsible and natural maternity essentials. They boasted about using organic cotton, production, natural top-of-the-range fibers, and certified eco-friendly fabrics. Sounds great. One product that caught my attention was their organic cotton pregnancy leggings. The marketing was full of enticing claims, but as always, the truth was in the fine print.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you are almost never, ever getting leggings that have no polyester or elastane or nylon. You are getting some plastic if you're getting leggings. The elastic aspects of leggings is innately almost always involving some aspect of elastane or spandex. Like certain things like that stretchy material, I'm sure it's possible to do cotton blends of that, but in leggings specifically, something that has to be stretchy and moisture wicking, it has to be able to survive certain elements. It's almost always going to be involved somewhat with some plastic. So it's, just always keep that in mind, all right?
I have to click a small, easy-to-miss details and composition button to find them.
Okay, I will say,
I have to click.
I don't think that's that easy to miss. Maybe I'm splitting hairs a little bit, but I think that's pretty clear. I mean, it's, it's a description, size advice, details, and composition. If you were the type of person that really cares about that kind of thing, it's right there where you kind of would want it to be. Like, I don't know. That's splitting hairs a little bit, but maybe it's maybe a lot of people missed it. Maybe. And I will say, they say on the listing up here, they say organic cotton blue. See, that is that's misleading. They're playing a little tricky. They're playing a little tricky there.
Small, easy-to-miss details and composition button to find the real story. 83% organic cotton, 12% quinoa fiber, and 5% elastane.
Okay, what is that? Hold on. Has anybody heard of this quinoa fiber thing? I have no clue what that is, but here's what I said. This 5% elastane, you basically have to do this to have leggings. You just, stretchy pants will almost always have elastane in it, or spandex. You can't really have both at the same quality. So with these types of things, remember, there is a give and take. There's pros and cons to everything.
While I was ready to accept the elastane for stretch, maybe just this one's for the sake of comfort,
Right.
I started wondering what exactly is quinoa fiber.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd never heard of it before,
Same.
so I dug deeper. It turned out that quinoa, which is marketed as an innovative, sustainable, responsible, and environmentally friendly recycled yarn, while having all the certifications one could ask for, is actually in reality just recycled nylon. The same nylon that was in our organic woolen blanket. Nowhere in the production
Wait, what?
nylon that was in our organic.
It's recycled. I mean, they're playing they're playing silly games. It is recycled nylon. That's goofy. I wouldn't defend that.
Woolen blanket. Nowhere in the production description or on Qnova's own website is this clearly disclosed. Instead,
Not good.
the marketing leans heavily on phrases like natural, eco-friendly,
Yeah.
and sustainable.
Not
This
good.
vague language feels intentionally misleading.
I would say so.
The lack of transparency and reliance on buzzwords left me feeling deep. It's a classic case of health washing and greenwashing, using labels and marketing to make synthetic materials seem harmless. Or
I've never heard of the term greenwashing in my whole life.
my eyes to how pervasive these practices are. To their credit, Joy Bun is actually trying to make a difference by offering healthier and more sustainable options compared to many fast fashion brands. However, the lack of transparency around their materials and the reliance on misleading buzzwords, that's pretty disappointing. This highlights the
So I'm gonna stop at disagreeing with her for a second. I agree. It is BS. It is. Like, they are plainly lying. They just are. I think it's not good. It's, we need to actually make it something that is at least socially or economically punished when people mislead to this degree. I agree with her fully.
importance of questioning even the most well-intentioned brands. And it's not just Jolly Bun. Many so-called modern sustainable fabrics appear great at first glance, but often hide synthetic components or
Oh, wait, I haven't been looking at YouTube chats this whole time. Hi, bro. Why do I only have 1 year? Hi, guys. Hi. The one who is the most beautiful and the same as well. The same as well as a friend who is the best friend. W stream. What do I have to do to... What do I have only one? Where? You? Why do you have one subscriber? It's me, the one school subscriber. JY, I don't know what that means. This weekend, pizza, house, is that a bouquet of, no, that's a party popper. You can get it done with me and you can get a free to be working. I don't know what you're asking. I might just be misunderstanding. A 1 year. Hold on. Let me click this. Oh, but you are the number one. You are the top fan. So I actually appreciate you. Anitha Poor Jerry. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm dumb. But thank you for watching though.
chemical-intensive production processes. So let's quickly look at some of the known to be harmful chemicals on the screen here that you're exposed to through the clothes you're wearing. It's a huge list, and there is actually even more.
Huge list.
Now the issue with these
Oh god, there's so many. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Formaldehyde, heavy metals, chlorinated solvents, pesticides, glyphosates, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, that's PFAs, volatile organic compounds, that's a very big blanket statement, lead, biocides and fungicides, BPA, that's a genuine concern, phthalates, and flame retardants. So there's a little bit of duplicate stuff here. Like, I'm pretty sure either either PFAs or phthalates can be flame retardants too. Pesticides is not it's not a huge thing in clothes. Most clothes don't have strong enough concentrations of pesticides where people have like big concerns. I'm not going to go through everything on this, but it's not everything on this list is of equal concern, I would say, to put it mildly.
more, but I tried grouping them up to the main ones. Now the issue with being exposed to all of these chemicals is that they all come with their own harmful health effects.
Sure.
These chemicals are listed have been linked to things like weight gain, depression,
Linked, not cause. Linked to means there's a correlation between these two things. That means two things happen at the same time. That doesn't mean one causes the other. Keep that in mind. That's what linked means. Every single time in a study. Linked means these two things, they seem to kind of go together. Oh, why is that? I don't know. That's all linked means.
diseases, hormonal disruption, thyroid disorders, immune system problems, infertility, and even cancer. And since
Even cancer, everything causes cancer. Right.
that contain these and make more conscious choices by paying attention to what's in the clothes I wear. So what happens is that these chemicals linger on your clothes and then come into prolonged contact with your skin when you wear them. Then your body absorbs them through direct skin contact, sweat,
Oh,
or
what just
even
happened there?
inhalation. And over time, some of these substances accumulate in your body as they are not easily detoxified. Finally, all of this leads just adds up over the years, causing or worsening health.
Low-level harm. So I am actually agreeing with her here. Low-level harm, she means in the sense that it's something that is at a very fundamental, very small interaction that can cause some type of other negative effects, like a negative chain reaction type thing. And I think that is true. That is kind of the nature of these types of things. But just keep in mind that a lot of these things are very, 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 very small things. Very small effects. Just keep that in mind.
Issues that you'll never be able to figure out or to connect back to the clothing that you're wearing right now. So here's
It's because the reality is the most things that are shown as these effects, these negative effects of these chemicals, are probably not going to be caused by the clothing. It's probably a whole host of other things that are the bigger cause of a lot of these effects. And the clothes are a tiny, 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 tiny factor in all of the things that can affect a person's life. That's the reality of this. But then again, like, it's nothing wrong. You can do it. You can make these changes. Just don't expect it to be like the biggest deal in the world. That's all.
Here are the biggest offenders you definitely want to avoid. We're talking about fabrics that contain chemicals which are known to cause direct harm. So let's zero in on minimizing exposure by identifying the 5 biggest and most obvious fabric offenders.
All right.
These are the ones you need to avoid first and foremost.
Need.
Number 1, polyester. By far the most
Yo, that's crazy. Oh, man. That's, okay, so... Oh, man, that's actually good. I didn't even realize that. I did not see that coming. I should have predicted it. That's a missed opportunity, honestly. Next time, I'll predict it. Okay, polyester, I think I've already gone over why it's basically inevitable that you will have something either polyester or polyester adjacent in clothes. Polyester in itself is not bad for you. So it's one thing that you're going to get from this stream. Polyester by itself is not bad for you.
commonly used fabric in clothing today, polyester is derived from petroleum and loaded
Yes.
with
That's every plastic. Every plastic is well, somewhat, yeah. Is derived from petroleum. Okay.
production chemicals.
Yes.
These can irritate the skin, disrupt hormones,
Sure.
and even cause respiratory issues. Its ability to trap sweat and toxins against your skin makes it even more problematic for your health. Number 2, nylon. Often hiding under names like
Man, I don't want to be an asshole. I really don't. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like nylon by itself is not harmful. It's the things that nylon can be possibly treated with that can be bad, but nylon in itself is not bad for you. It is not. These things by themselves are not bad for you.
Nylon is another petroleum-based fabric. Its production involves heavy use of chemicals,
Sure.
many of which can trigger allergies, skin reactions.
Everything that is processed involves heavy usage of chemicals. Chemicals can be natural. Water is a chemical. Every food is a chemical. Just keep that in mind.
And irritation. Additionally, its poor moisture absorption makes it uncomfortable and potentially harmful when worn for extended periods.
What's more uncomfortable? You having that moisture in that moisture-wicking fabric, or you just having complete swamp ass after these cotton clothes don't have any moisture wicking and you're just drenched in everything and just sweat and like this humid stuff. I live in Florida, so Florida it's sweaty, it's hot. All right, that's what I connect with the most. I'm just saying, like, there's a trade-off. One's not just like strictly better than the other. There's pros and cons to everything.
Number 3, acrylic. Known for being flammable.
Wait.
Acrylic is worn for extended periods. Number 3, acrylic. Known for being flammable.
I don't know that much about that. I'm assuming it's like the other ones.
Chemicals that can off gas or leach into your skin. Prolonged exposure has been linked to issues with skin rashes, respiratory problems, and even potential carcinogenicity. Number 4, spandex or LSD.
Oh man, I just want to sit on that one for a bit. You hear that? Spandex is out, all right? Look, I see all you ladies wearing sports bras or leggings. I know you love Lulu, Gymshark. You got to get rid of it if you want to be healthy, all right? If you want to be a healthy person, you want to be completely natural, all natural, because everything natural is better, obviously, right? Got to get rid of spandex, all of it, sorry. Spandex, the leggings, sports bras, any underwear, any socks, anything like that, any pants like this, anything, every single thing that has spandex or elastane, get rid of it. Get it out of here. Everything.
Price for its stretchability.
Yeah.
It poses serious concerns.
Yeah.
Chemicals used in its production can often cause allergic reactions and long-term skin irritation.
Whoa, allergic reactions and long-term skin irritation. I have news for you. If this was an issue for you, you would likely be noticing this by now. And the skin irritation, that's just with tight clothing that's on you when you're sweating and it's making contact with you, it's gripping your skin. That's just with everything. That's gonna be innate to anything that hugs your body like that. Sorry, that's just how it is.
Especially when worn in tight, sweat-heavy conditions. Number
Right.
5, rayon or viscose. While marketed
I thought rayon was very, very similar to elastane. Am I crazy? I thought I think it's very similar to elastane in like composition, which a lot of like sports leggings are made of rayon and spandex, some type of blend of those two, but yeah.
as a natural fabric.
All the other things apply.
Actually involves toxic chemicals like carbon sulfide, which often linger in fibers. This can lead to symptoms such as nausea, headaches, and skin irritation,
No.
undermining its natural reputation.
No.
These are the most obvious ones you need to avoid first and foremost. However, even these aren't always clearly disclosed, so
Right.
you really have to be diligent when shopping for garments. For example,
God
even
forbid.
a bee without a nose is constantly in labels were filled by an organic woolen blanket. That was actually the majority of the blanket. As a general rule, be wary of blends like wool blends or cotton blends, and always read the labels carefully.
Blends aren't always bad. Blends just means there's multiple materials. That's all. That's all a blend means. It means multiple things. Blend could be cotton and wool. That would be an all natural blend. Blends are not bad for you.
Carefully to know exactly what you're getting. On that note, I'd love to list of some of the other conscious fabrics that you need to watch out for in the description below. These are often marketed as better choices, but upon closer inspection, they're not. But now that you know what to look out for when shopping for clothes, I'm sure you can imagine it's not a one thing. So go watch this video next to find out about all the other potentially harmful toxic chemicals that we are surrounded with and that are hiding out anywhere.
Oh, there's more. Oh, more toxic chemicals. Yes. Oh, scientist. Oh, she's an MD. Okay.
Without thinking twice. But what if their favorite socks or underwear were actually
This is an ad. I just saw. Do you guys know what I just saw? Hold on. Let's see if you guys can guess what I just saw. Ready? Okay. Look at the title. Title of this video. Scientist guide. Scientist. Oh my God. Scientist. The safer socks and underwear. Wait a minute. What's this view products button? What's this? Wait, that's weird. View products. Ignore that. View products? What's that? Oh. Oh, that's awkward. Hmm. I guess I know that we're going to get a very objective, unbiased accounting of what the truth is.
messing with their hormones? Brands like Hanes and Adidas are using chemicals that are linked to infertility, cancer, and Adidas are using chemicals.
Okay, so this is a chart about fluorine. So the fluorine absorption is not that great from a lot of clothing. You don't absorb it that well from your clothes. Even in the hot, sweaty conditions where absorption is increased, you don't absorb it that well.
Chemicals that are linked to infertility, cancer, and even early puberty. I'm Dr. Yvonne Burkhardt, and as a toxicologist, I've spent decades studying how everyday chemicals affect our health.
So just because someone is a doctor, that doesn't mean they're correct. Remember, doctors have their foundations in a lot of education, which is great, and it's good, you know? It's good and great, all right? Doctors also have certain perspectives. So some doctors are really into nature and think everything is just naturally good, so they're gonna have a lot of confirmation bias about certain things, and even in the face of direct evidence against their position, they're gonna be like, well, yeah, but I'm a doctor, actually. I'm a doctor, so I have credentials, all right? Always keep this in mind. Always keep this in mind, okay? Just because someone is a doctor doesn't mean they are correct. You can still use Google. You can still look at studies. And if the overwhelming consensus of the studies disagree with what a doctor is saying, they might be wrong, or there might be some context that needs to be explored. That's all. They just because they're a doctor, that doesn't mean they're correct. That's all.
In this video, I'm breaking down.
By the way, I might agree with her. I might actually agree with her in the end of this video, but just keep that in mind, all right?
Evidence from a toxicologist's point of view and showing safer swaps that won't break the bank. So you can protect your family without the panic, and also stop letting everyday basics put your family's health at risk. Most people worry about pesticides in food or chemicals in skincare. But what about the clothes that are touching your body all day long?
Right.
If underwear and socks sit against some of our most permeable and sensitive skin, this means that they can act as an entry point for toxins. Chemicals like BPA, PFAS, and formaldehyde don't just sit on the fabric, they don't stay in the fabric. They can leach onto your skin and get into your body. Hormone disruption.
Only BPAs are like the really big thing in the thing that's like really significant.
Not just abstract. These items are things that your kids are wearing for hours every single day.
Yeah.
Socks and underwear, again, sitting up against your skin for hours. That means higher chance.
That's what people do with socks and underwear. Yep.
What I mentioned, BPA, PFAS, and formaldehyde.
BPAs, again, BPAs are a serious issue. That, God damn it. All right, take two. BPAs are actually a serious issue. I am not going to disagree with her there. BPAs are a problem, and I will be honest about that.
Been linked to some of the worst chronic conditions that we see. Let's start by talking about the most concerning materials to look out for and avoid. Number one, synthetic fabrics.
Okay, we're never going to make it through this video. Oh my God. Good luck. All I say is good luck finding zero synthetic fabrics, okay? It's just, yeah. Good luck. That's all I say. I wish you well.
Are the first red flag. Those are
All of them.
polyester, nylon.
You just named like 90% of clothes, by the way. I just want you to know, like, this is the big red flag to look out for. 90% of clothes. Well, I mean, okay, well.
Acrylic, spandex, elastic.
Wait, okay, that's like 95% of, that has to be, maybe even 99% of clothes. Like that, you just named almost all of clothes, the most common materials that exist in clothes. You left out like cotton and wool and like some other, like, yeah, whatever. There's other ones. But finding something without this, I would not be surprised if it wasn't upwards of 90% of clothing has at least one of these materials in the blend.
Performance fabrics sound safe, right? They have moisture wicking. They're breathable. They're antimicrobial. But think about what you're actually putting against your skin when you see the synthetics like nylon, polyester, acrylic, or spandex on the tag. Synthetic fibers trap heat and moisture and create an environment
Yes.
that's perfect for irritation.
So we're gonna split hairs here because I love splitting hairs, okay? They don't create heat and moisture. Heat and moisture are cultivated with these clothing. Heat and moisture is gonna exist there regardless of whatever you're wearing. They just happen to be coming in contact with your body with those different materials. Heat and moisture is inevitable. You have a body, you produce heat, especially when you're doing exercise. Keep that in mind. That's all.
One study actually found that women who wore synthetic underwear have a higher incidence of yeast infections. So if that's
No comments. A yeast infection can occur from a lot of different reasons. Some relating to hygiene, some relating to some other extracurricular activities. Okay.
something you're prone to, you definitely want to look into
If you know.
swapping out your underwear if they are in fact synthetic. Studies also found that microplastics shed up to 700,000 fibers per load.
This means nothing. I'm going to repeat this. This means nothing. This 700,000 fibers is a useless number because 700,000 fibers are microfibers, fibers that you can't see. So we have no concept of what 700,000 fibers would even mean. And I can tell you what it means because I did a post and I did research on microplastics and the shedding of microplastics when it goes into the dryer. And it's not a very big transmission vector of microplastics. It's not. Most of it is ingested. Most of it comes through, actually, I believe it's seafood and sea salts. So it's not a very big transmission vector, but it's there, yeah. Look out, anytime people just use random giant numbers, I almost always know some type of BS is being spoken of. Just keep that in mind.
Washing machine. Not to mention that many synthetics are treated with antimicrobials, flame retardants.
Antimicrobials and flame retardants can be natural or they can be synthetic. If they're synthetic, usually that means the synthetic one performs better than the natural alternative. Flame retardants or antimicrobials, I just lost my train of thought. Flame retardants and antimicrobials aren't necessarily bad for you. People just use these terms and they say, this is bad for you. It's not. It just isn't.
Or even BPA, a chemical that's
This one is bad for you.
linked to hormone disruption. That's because they're plastic. BPA.
No, it's not because they're plastic. It's not, no. Plastic, okay, it's plastic, first of all, are going to be things that you have to show that it's going to shed in a certain way. Just because it's plastic, that doesn't mean it's going to kill you, okay?
It's a plasticizer. It helps to make the plastic more malleable and easier to mold into
Sure.
whatever shape they want it to become. And
Yeah.
in this case, they're spinning it into thread to make it look. So instead of grabbing nylon, spandex, or polyester underwear, swap those out for high cotton content.
Like the ones in the description you can get. Buy now, use coupon code. I don't know what our coupon code
Much
is,
content
but
as you can. They are even available at big box stores like Target. And even if it's not organic, it's still safer and more breathable than synthetic.
by the way, wait, what does that mean? Wait, hold on, I gotta re-listen to that.
Not organic. It's still available at big box stores like Target. And even if it's not organic, it's still safer and more breathable than synthetic.
If it's not organic, it's safer and more breathable than synthetic. Not organic would mean that it's processed in some aspects. Like, that doesn't mean it's, so there's gonna be some amount of processing in something that's not organic. That's literally definitionally true. And then two, more breathable, it's gonna be more breathable if it's cotton. That's not necessarily true. Like, there's a reason why people prefer to use these blends in some of athletic wear, for example. It's not necessarily true that cotton's always better. Also, some of these things that are 100% cotton might not even be 100% cotton because the material that makes up most of the fabric could be cotton, but then sometimes the waistband itself will actually have separate material, and that will be elastane too. So you're not gonna escape that kind of thing, unfortunately.
Number two, vibrant colors can mean that toxic dyes are used. Do you ever notice how kids just absolutely
So vibrant colors, you can get vibrant colors naturally too. They just don't stick as well. And that's why sometimes you'll use chemicals to make the colors bond better. But vibrant colors aren't necessarily bad for you.
love bold colors, reds, deep blues, and jet black.
It's not just kids, by the way. I love vibrant colors. I'm wearing a turquoise shirt, all right? I like vibrant colors, all right?
Azo dyes are some of the most common in clothing that are used to achieve these bold and deep colors. They are linked to allergic reaction and skin sensitivity.
Not sensitivities.
Long-term exposure has even been tied to bladder cancer. And because dyes are
Tide. Okay, here's a little sneaky word, and she's probably aware of it 'cause she's a doctor. She is somewhat intelligent, right? We're gonna give her that benefit of the doubt, right? Just because it's linked to something, it doesn't mean one thing caused the other, okay? Just because something is linked, that doesn't mean one thing caused the other thing, okay? Listen to that statement again. You should train your ears, by the way. Train your ears, right here. Train your ears to hear these statements.
They are linked to allergic reactions.
Linked. Linked means correlation.
And long-term exposure has even been tied to bladder cancer. And because dyes are coming into contact with your skin every time you wear them, especially if they're rubbing up against your skin, this isn't just a surface issue. It's a daily contact over hours and hours of time over large areas of your skin. So instead, swap out that pack of bold cartoon characters, socks, pastel or white colored socks.
True.
They might not be vibrant and full of color, but at least you'll be avoiding some harsh dyes. Number 3, formaldehyde, hiding behind wrinkle-free claims. I get it. We all want clothing that looks neat, straight out of the dryer.
Wrinkle-free, again, yeah, formaldehyde will sometimes be used to treat clothes to make them less prone to wrinkling. That's true. I mean, you can't have it all sometimes, you know? But formaldehyde doesn't have high absorption in the body through the skin, okay? Some things do, like BPAs. Formaldehyde does not.
Because who has time to iron every shirt before you wear it, right? Have you ever wondered how fabric can just magically resist wrinkles and stains?
It's not magic.
Anti-shrink creams usually are the result of chemical finishing.
Sure.
Unfortunately, formaldehyde resins are still used in fabric treatment today. Yes, it is a known carcinogen, and exposure doesn't vanish after.
Carcinogen means cancer-causing or cancer-linked. Carcinogen is something that can come from a lot of different things. If you look up all of the different things, you should do this if you want. I don't feel like doing it now, but you should do this in your free time. Look up all the known carcinogens. You won't have time to read everything on that list. It is a massive list, and each item has different strengths or different strengths of the link to cancer. Just keep that in mind.
After one wash. That's because these coatings off-gas slowly, meaning that we're continuously exposed over time the more often we wear it, the longer we wear it. It's one thing to worry about abstract chemicals that you might never come into contact with. But what happens when big name brands are actually tested? The Center for Environmental Health found high levels of BPA in socks
That's
from
true.
name brands like Adidas, Champion, Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, New Balance, and worse, Stride Right Kids line.
I think Lulu too.
Has also been detected in underwear made in China.
Not good.
Research confirms that BPA is absorbed through the skin.
Yes.
And as you've heard, these are not just random fringe brands. These are household name brands that millions of families buy every day.
I won't disagree with anything about this section.
Thinking it was the healthier choice because there were studies that showed heavy metals in tampons, different chemicals in menstrual products. I shared this information.
This thing I know nothing
So
about.
what happens when so-called sustainable brands aren't transparent about the chemicals in their products? That's exactly what happens when Think's brand of period underwear was found with high levels of PFAS in the worst possible place, the crotch.
true.
In fact, a peer-reviewed study confirmed that PFAS was found in menstrual products, including
Okay, so this is, yeah, the PFAs is something that is maybe a concern. We don't have any human evidence that it's a significant concern, so just keep that in mind, all right?
period underwear. And a separate study uncovered heavy metals in underwear manufactured in China. So just follow the trail here. You can see that underwear made in China has a long risk. So if you can avoid that, that would be.
So, did you just see the claim? Do you see the jump? Okay, wait, hold on, let's go back. Let's see if you can catch this. All right.
Including period underwear. And a separate study uncovered heavy metals in underwear manufactured in China.
Okay, there's occurrences of heavy metals in female underwear manufactured in China. Okay, so there's a lot of female underwear that has heavy metal in China. So that's one premise, okay? Premise 2, heavy metals are very bad for you because they have implications in women's health. So what's the conclusion?
So just follow the trail here. You can made in China has a lot of risk. So
Is that really fair? Underwear in China has a lot of risk. Like, this is just a core thing that happens. It's like, wow, these two things are linked, so that means one thing must be causing the other thing. And that's just not true. That's just not strictly true. And different brands, nowadays it's actually trendy for it to happen, where different brands will say, oh, we source our places here, or we source our places here, or whatever. And we actually have tests for heavy metals and stuff like that. There's so many checks that already happen right now with this type of thing. So it's, just remember, correlation does not equal causation.
if you can avoid that, that would be a great place to start.
True, don't buy from China.
Forever chemicals because they build up in the body. They have hormones, immune, fertility, and also cancer.
Everything.
And they take forever to break down. So
true.
here's how to decode removals and avoid toxins in clothes. With so much conflicting advice, how can you actually tell if the underwear and socks you're buying are safe? Look for certifications like GOTS, which stand for Global Organic Textile
Yes,
Standard,
read labels.
Organic Cotton Standard, or OCS, and Ocotex, which can help you reduce exposure to the chemicals that we've been talking about. GOTS ensures that the clothing is made from organic cotton and also uses safer dyes and fewer pests.
Organic cotton too. Remember, there's different standards of what organic is. So just keep that in mind. Organic doesn't mean the same thing everywhere. But you can look into what they specifically mean when they say organic, but just keep that in mind.
Ocotex. This is a test for harmful chemicals. But synthetics can still be approved with this label, and of course, those are going to shed microplastics. So yes, they don't have the chemicals that we've been talking about, but they're still microplastics. OCS ensures that cotton is organic certified from the fiber to the farm to the final product.
Fiber to the farm. That's a good ring to it.
Can have the cotton certified at the farm level. But then, once it gets the certification, they'll mix it in with other fibers to bring down costs,
Sure.
increase their profits, and that includes synthetics. And they can still pass the final product off as organic, which is extremely deceptive. So certifications like OCS can really help to avoid that issue. Brands that list materials clearly and are transparent are safer than those that are hiding behind vague claims like performance fabric or
See, a performance fabric is not really a vague claim. It's, if you're looking specifically in the lens of like synthetic things or processed things being bad for you, then I guess you could call synthetic fabrics or performance fabrics like misleading. But most people, when they hear performance fabric, when they hear performance fabrics, they're usually hearing like, oh, this is like active wear. It's like the quick drying type thing. That's what most people, I think, hear when they hear performance fabrics, but whatever. It's do what you want.
natural. So a pair of socks labeled as 95% organic cotton, GOTS certified, is a safer choice than something that's just marketed as eco-friendly, organic, or natural without any certifications. Here are brands that I personally wear and some safer brands for you to consider. So
They might even be some of the sponsors of this video.
what are the realistic, budget-friendly swaps that protect your family without feeling like they are impossible to obtain? It's about finding balance. 100% organic cotton socks are rare and can be pricey, but some blends are safer. Two of my favorites are Maggie's Organic and Make the Label. These are trusted brands, and I've also linked them below with discount codes. And I personally love them to brand, and I've also linked them below with discount codes.
Okay,
And
that's,
I personally love them. They do contain some synthetics, but I have found that
so she is sponsored by them. She is transparent about that, I think. Well, yeah. I'll say she's transparent about it.
actually stay up. They will just droop and fall down. And sometimes
The reason they don't stay up, by the way, is because they don't have a elastane, and elastane has that stretch. That stretch can keep things nice and tight. Can keep things that don't quite fit perfectly. It can make it nice and tight. So, can't have it all, but
that's not the kind of look or the type of feeling that I'm going for. So I will accept some synthetics in my socks from trusted brands who have certifications that are above board and transparent.
see, this is fair. See, this, okay, this is a more reasonable opinion, because I think this is actually how most people should look at this type of thing. If you are concerned about this type of thing, then there are certain trade-offs that you can make. You can try to shift some of your wardrobe to some more natural, organic, cotton, fully certified stuff. But you really should be honest about what you want and how much you care about the fashion, how much you care about form versus function, and how much you care about the fact that something may or not be contributing 0.00001% of your health as a detriment, even if we granted some of them are a detriment. So it's always going to be trade-off. Keep that in mind.
And there are a few brands out there like Kent, K-E-N-T, that make plastic-free underwear, so you can look out for those. I'm going to link them below as well. Pack is affordable, but I found that the underwear are thinner and they tend to wear out more quickly over time.
I wonder
So
why.
yes, they fit well and they're comfortable and I do like them, but I don't necessarily like the fact that I have to replace them more frequently because they are.
By the way, if the person that actually makes this video is watching, I'm open to debating any of this stuff. I will debate any of this in person, or not in person. Oh, I guess it could be in person. But over stream, I will debate live on stream about this topic. And that's for anything that I talk about. Anything I talk about, anybody has an open invitation to debate me on stream. And I will set a time, and I will schedule that stream to happen. So this is an open invitation to,
Are not
what's her name?
as durable. And I did find one
Yvonne
called
Burkhart.
that is really suitable for sensitive skin or people with latex allergies. You can get things without any elastic, any latex whatsoever, and 100% organic cotton. Now I did find a budget option with high cotton content, though it's not organic. It's the brand Gold Toe, which I've actually seen at Kohl's. And believe it or not, I spent nearly an hour going through almost every single pair of socks on the racks looking for cotton socks for my mom. And I
See how
realized
inconvenient it
that I'm
is?
finding some higher percentage of cotton than synthetics. Again, I will accept synthetics depending on the price range, depending on the type of fit and the style that I'm looking for. But in stores, Gold Toe is not a bad choice. My mom said that the socks are really comfortable and she liked them. I think they were somewhere upwards of 80% cotton, which was really awesome. So with all of these concerns, where do you even start? Do you throw out everything at once? Or do you take a smarter step-by-step approach? I say the second one. And start with underwear. This is the highest priority since it's worn daily and sits directly in contact with your reproductive organ.
And it's the one she has a coupon code for. I'm not going to keep harping on that. Like, there's nothing wrong with her being sponsored by this company. I'm just saying that, like, just keep in mind, there might not be a neutral lens through which the information is being filtered. That being said, it doesn't disprove any of her claims. She could be 100% right, and she could have the sponsorship. It doesn't disprove anything. Just keep that in mind, that there is sometimes an angle, a little bit.
Every time you walk, you move, that friction is helping any chemicals that are on there get into your bloodstream and absorb into your body. Next, I would suggest swapping out your socks. So taking this step-by-step phased approach will help you stay on track and within budget. And if adults are facing this risk, right, this risk of chemical absorption from clothing, what about kids whose bodies are still developing, whose detox systems are not well developed, whose endocrine systems are still maturing,
Sure.
maybe extra sensitive to endocrine disruption. If you walk into any store, you'll see cartoons on licensed underwear that are made with cheap synthetics and dyes. These are azo dyes, these are toxic. Kids are wearing these for hours and hours a day, which is only increasing the exposure. Organic certified options like Burt's Bees and Quince exist, but
Burt's Bees is organic? Actually, I didn't
I'm
even...
gonna link and tag some of the products that we use in our home. So be sure to check the description because if there are any discount codes that I was able to negotiate with these brands, they would be in the description box.
Oh, okay. So, now I feel bad because she might not have... Maybe she wasn't sponsored by these brands below, and maybe after the idea of making the video, then she reached out to see if she could get a coupon. Okay, there's nothing shady about that. So actually, I take it back. I take it back. It's fine. If that's what happened. If not, then, everything else still stands. But if that's what she did, then, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
So I want to help.
And there's nothing wrong with it even before. Just, it's something to keep in mind. That's all.
You save money and also toxic exposure. So remember, our everyday basics, like socks and underwear, can actually be some of the biggest hidden sources of toxic exposure. But the good news is that you don't have to overhaul and detox your wardrobe overnight. You don't have to do the fear-driven, chaotic dump of everything, right? Start small, make smart swaps, and focus on the items that matter most, like I said, the underwear first, bras, and then socks, right? And choose safer fabrics. By choosing safer fabrics, looking for the
Safer.
certifications that's invented.
So their other ones are dangerous. So these ones are safe.
Parent brands, you are not just detoxing your closet, but you're also building resilience for yourself and your family. And now that you've seen how socks and underwear can expose you and your kids to hormone-disrupting toxins, what about the hidden chemicals in products that seem totally safe? Even the ones that are labeled as gentle or eco-friendly. Watch this next video where I reveal 5 everyday items that allow these toxins to sneak into your child's life.
No!
Show you the simple swaps that actually protect their hormones and long-term health. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
See you, Yvonne. Yeah, so I have a feeling I haven't gone through. Oh wait, everything that society makes is trying to or incidentally killing us. Can't even be safe from my underwear. If you have this type of lens, then that's true. Yeah, everything could be trying to kill you, but it's not very functional way to look at the world. I'll say that. But I mean, that's up to you though. But I'm gonna probably end the stream now. But to Dr. Yvonne Burkhart, sorry if I'm not saying you're right. If you want to debate this or discuss this in a YouTube video, maybe you can prove me wrong. Let me know. Outside of that, thank you guys for watching the stream. We're gonna call it tonight. I'll try to stream again tomorrow.